So. Okay. You wake up in Istana. You got plans. You don't want to stay here too long. You'd rather get off to Aradia, but you do have to exhume a body. And then get that on your boat. Which is the late retirement, not your... You also probably want to get your little flying lifeboat onto the late retirement, which might take quite a bit of time as well. If you split it up and look for clues...
I am going to deal with the body. You guys deal with getting our boat onto... I should have one of you with me, because I still have the gate stone. Vieric, you are that plan.
Yep.
Very unimportant, but as to not forget about it, you three do have horses here as well.
In Aradia.
Yes.
In Aradia, not
You're not in Aradia yet.
Sorry, in Aradia, you guys have horses that you have to settle your tab with.
Yes.
Yes. Which is fine.
Good, isn't it good you just got paid?
I'm actually gonna do some. I'm gonna do two things while we're walking to go and get this body. They are both this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, surprise, surprise. One...
Fucking Barut's mail service over here.
Yeah, this is, like, look, this is, I have...
It's totally in character. It is funny, though.
I have 2 second-level spell slots. I use them both at the start of the day to use sending, and then I do not have third-level spells for the rest of the day. That is how I operate. It's just how Barut is. He is
values
messaging...
communication. He values communication.
He does, absolutely. He's messaging Caldicus, and the message just says, "No, thank you. I'm returning the body to Aradia."
She does not reply.
Yeah. And the other one is to the stable master to let him know we will be on our way back. What is our current tab?
You gotta worry about that when you get back in town.
Yeah.
So,
I only had it twice.
You go to the graveyards. There's actually a small area where it seems that most gnomes similar to Bastilian are cremated. But they do have actual burial plots as well. This, like he described, is actually one under a tree. Considering it's an alright place. The fact that the graveyard is flanked by tall concrete buildings is distasteful.
What type of tree is it?
Tree type.
Okay.
It would be a hardy. It would not be as pretty as maybe you would typically have in a wood elvish sort of burial, because I cut out. So I gave you a very eloquent answer there.
Right,
you couldn't
of course.
hear, and I can't repeat. No. It would be like a weird hardy gnomish tree, because it has to grow in polluted as fuck Iranian Istana soil. So it wouldn't be pretty. Often wood elves are buried under trees, and usually they are very pretty. Also, the practice is usually to bury under a tree that was either planted on their birth or on their death.
Right. Does it have leaves?
Yeah, no, it has leaves. It has these kind of reddish leaves. It doesn't have leaves right now because they've all fallen off because it's the end of autumn.
Okay, I am going to take some of them from the ground then, if there are still some on the ground.
Absolutely.
The intention with those is just to bring them, and because moving a body from Burrow's perspective is almost disrespectful. Even though despite this circumstance, he believes that the good of it outweighs the bad, but keeping a piece of the resting place where you originally were has value as well. So he's going to be taking some dirt from the original resting place. He's going to be taking a branch from, or like a twig from the tree, as well as the leaf from the tree.
Yeah, it's one of those things. As a cleric, you'd understand that the elvish gods don't want you tampering with bodies, but also you should be buried where you belong and stuff like that. So it does end out like a +2 positive.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I'll be doing cleansing rituals and things like that. Like, I'm going through the whole
deal.
The whole 9 yards. Like, even more than that. Like, Vieric's with me, right?
11 yards.
The 11 yards. Yeah. Vieric is probably going to see Burwitt pretty much bawling his eyes out during these rituals, which you haven't seen Berwick cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rick at least has some idea, like, he understands that this is a serious thing that's happened, and he's just going to give you the space and help out when he can.
Yeah. You also have, if you want, people to help, but are you just going to handle everything?
Yeah.
You, of course, have
I will
people
let
that have
them
to
help
check
with
that you're
the-
doing that you are legally here, but then you have the paperwork.
Yeah, and like I'll allow them to help with the digging as long as they're careful within the surface level of it. But then as soon as it's to a point where
I find
it's
it entirely believable that you may find the gnomish gravediggers to be the nicest gnomes you meet in this whole area.
Yeah.
They are respectful, they are quiet, they give you your space.
And Brode appreciates that, and he's doing a lot of it himself, and he's doing these rituals as he goes, and they're probably not too familiar with Elvish.
But they can
They
connect
can
dots.
Yeah, for sure. But some of them are weird. Some of them are mountain elf rituals, which are even weirder. But yeah.
The rest of you go to the late retirement, go to Laren, who has a nice stocked ship to go back to Aradia. You let her know that you did your whole stuff, plan to go back to Aradia. We have a new lifeboat for you. She's like, sure, great. We have a space for a lifeboat. We just sell our old one and get the new one. Just bring the new one here. We can tie it up. Then begins a process of having to adjust the wood and the shaping of the lifeboat hold so that it can hold your new lifeboat. Then you need to get an appropriate weight on the other side because it's metal. So the ship kind of ends up... You spend a whole day doing this with various means. Mostly Laren doing stuff and you guys helping out and Eleanor carrying heavy things. It's your job on the ship. By the end of the day, Brute can come to the ship with the wrapped body. Gentle reposed, ritual protected, all the things. And if you want to, you can set off in the night when everything's ready. Like Laren would see the expression on Barut's face and understand if you had to leave immediately.
As Barut said earlier, he's not making decisions.
Yeah. So it'd be an ask Eleanor. And you would head off and start sailing back to Aradia. Are you all going to be helping out getting the ship sailing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Doing the jobs.
Maybe not Barut so much.
Barut's a bit half-assed. What was your job on the ship before? Were you doing navigating?
No, I still am doing that, but I'm not. Like
Give yourself disadvantage.
Yeah.
Eleanor was rigging. No, Eleanor was captaining.
I was rigging.
It depended on... Yeah, I
was
off-captain, so our captain could actually sleep.
Yeah, exactly. And you also carry strong things with ease.
Rick would actually probably be a bit more confident now than he was before with how long they were on the boat. And
Absolutely.
then they went from the boat to flying, which is worse, so he's okay with the boat now.
Yeah. There would also be a moment, probably a couple of days into the sailing, where Laren's like, so what's special with this lifeboat you got? And you're like, it can fly. She's like, yeah, right, sure.
Can it actually fly or can it just glide down?
Barut says it can fly. It glid down. It is meant to be able to fly.
Here's the question: does Barut know how to fly it? The answer is probably no. He got a basic understanding of.
You got a basic understanding. You would be able to try just as much as anyone else.
But we're excellent sailers, so we'll
Very-
figure it out.
Yeah, I would actually say that
Seemingly,
Rick
it was the
more
same
inclined-
logic of a sailing ship, just in the sky.
Funnily enough, Rick's probably more inclined to learn how to drive it than to just sit in it, because then at least he has some control over it.
And it's a dexterity-based skill. Barut is an excellent teacher.
So, can you all give me 6 of your sailing rolls.
We do them one at a time so we make it easy rather than just spam.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Can you all do one of them? It'll be much easier for me to read that way.
Mine was wisdom, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we each do one. Okay. Pretty sure mine was Dex.
Yeah, yours wasn't perception, Tobias. It was just straight wisdom. You don't get your perception bonus for this. Because it's kind of a ship job, is the logic of it. It's also not a save, it's just a check. You're being naughty boys. The one time I say check and mean check is now.
Oh, I am doing... Yeah, you're right. Okay, I'll just do dexterity then.
I mean, I'm not proficient with wisdom saves, so it's the
Okay,
same.
sure.
Oh, I'll take that.
Great. You start off mostly fine. It's merely a fact that it's winter. The seas are going to be less than fortunate. Luckily, you are on the equator, more or less, so you do have the best seas. And you have a trained route that Laren knows quite well. So far, no problems. Give me another. I recently did one in the Monday game where only one member of the party was actually helping to roll the ship, and I was like, hey, Ben, roll me like 7 strength checks.
Beruit just didn't help that day. That's what happened there. Beruit
That
just
week.
sat down and didn't. Yeah, weak.
That week goes slow. It's quite literally in the first week, Laren's like, the issue with sailing during the winter is that you start to get the bad storms. The next week, you get the bad storms. Someone who is incredibly comfortable with bad storms is Aelinor, who essentially runs the ship at night by herself. Running, rigging, commanding. Barut...
I yell commands to myself.
Barut, it helps. Barut just doesn't have the willpower to help when needed most, which just means that you have to travel much slower and safer and spend more time paling out seawater and stuff like that, and would have been much more useful if he's around, but it's not. And actually during that week, Laren says some very unfortunate things about him, because it is a slacker on the ship, that as far as she's concerned right now, which you are on this ship to work and help him. So yeah, that doesn't help. Give me another. Also, Tobias doesn't really... Tobias is trying to help, but... Ship during storms? Not good. Luckily for you, this week didn't have as dangerous storms, which means it's mostly okay sailing. You don't get much... You don't make up for much speed. Virik helps a bit, but not a lot. Can we have another, please?
Okay. So it was a perfect cutout where you went, Virik helps, and then you cut. And
you didn't get to hear the sass.
The best part was you said, Virik helps, cut, not a lot.
Another stormy week. You actually get very close to Watcher's Isle this week because your route leads you around it. It's why Barut saw it before. When Barut was like, we need to go there, all you see and all that you see on the maps is just an uninhabited island with no life. You don't see anything on it. It's just, you see like the rocky cliffs from here. When the storm isn't super bad, that's all you see. Luckily, Barut not being very helpful is counteracted by Virik and Tobias knowing what they're doing. Give me another.
Oh no!
Bad week. Another.
Oh god damn it!
Just when you're getting in front of a radiator. The first time when you went to Astana, you actually cut a lot of time. You did really well. Just when you're getting closer to a radiator, bad storms hit. A kind of thing that Laren is confident you would be able to push through, but you don't. Give me another.
All right, guys.
Oh my god!
Much
With this
slower than on the way there. Slower than even a par journey. You do eventually dock at Aradia. Let me do the math, but it is the new year. You actually spent New Year's on the ship, which is a little sad because pretty much every civilization celebrates the new year in some way, shape, or form.
Oh well.
Just doing.
Just gonna be happy
math.
with the fact we got a flying boat.
Yeah, exactly. You just gotta handle it. I tried to make math easier for myself, and I made it so much worse. I'm not smart, so it'd be actually the 20th of the new year of Feldspar, the first month of the year, when you end up finally getting to Aradia. Aradia is in the deep throes of winter. When you arrive there, you almost think it's a different place, because the city is covered in a comfortable layer of snow. The docks less so, because they're so well traveled and so many people from all over the world are working there. And when you dock up your ship, Laren is like, alright, that was horrible. I'm glad to be back on the mainland. If you ever need a ship again, you can, if I'm around, you can ask me.
Be careful with that lifeboat.
What?
We should probably actually take that off. We should probably.
Yeah, no, let's
you
take
can
that.
have that.
That's too dangerous to leave.
I
with you.
will
I'm
buy
sorry,
one that is not weighing my ship down.
One
That
that
seems
isn't
responsible.
Feel free.
beautiful.
It's yours anyway. I would feel uncomfortable taking it. And you can go through that whole process of untying it and all that stuff. And you're here in Winter Aradia. The city is quieter. Aradia, last time you were here, was a city filled with music. It's a little somber in wintertime, which Barut knows because he's been here at wintertime, but none of the rest of you would know. Very different atmosphere. I imagine some of the first things you do when you get there is deliver Althea's body to her family estate.
Yeah, and I go through the whole process of re-interring.
Yes, we don't have to go through the whole thing. There's a lot of crying. There's a lot of hugging. There's actually a funeral where Barut is. There's kind of a practice of you're not married, but you would have maybe been married. It's kind of a sub. So you are essentially part of the family now, as this widow. And there's this whole funeral that probably takes a couple more days. So during all of that, what do a lot of you want to do in Winter Aradia?
I would probably still be sticking nearby Barut, making sure everything's okay, and also just being support.
I'm going to throw out feelers saying that we know somebody who has a very powerful magical artifact that needs to be kept hidden and secure. And we need to buy something to contain it.
Do you want to give me a either investigation or raw charisma check for like connections and stuff?
Okay.
Because this is essentially you're going to be spending a downtime week. Figuring out what you need to do and stuff from there.
During that downtime, I might actually also try to practice with the lifeboat, or whatever we're going to call it. Because we got to get back to Watcher's Isle.
Are you going to practice trying to fly it, or just trying to make it swim?
Just trying to make it swim for now.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. You understand it enough to be able to move it. You can tick that as 1 week of piloting training. The point being that Barut would probably point out at some point is that you probably don't want to make a ship fly in the middle of a dock. Because even not like magic's illegal or anything, but that's just going to raise a lot of questions that you don't want to answer.
Oh yes. Don't worry, I'm already thinking about what's going to happen when we try to get this home.
Tobias, what do you want to do during a week?
Well, one thing, and I guess this isn't even really a big downtime activity, but I'm gonna go buy some more arrows. How much were the +1 arrows?
Do you want me to remember? I can do
Hey,
a quick check of how much.
If you don't have it on hand, I can just look at it later. It's not important.
What was it?
But
Tesh?
Oh no, he said 80 earlier, but I'm not sure if that was.
that was just me trying to remember.
Yeah.
Maybe more or less. I honestly don't recall. I feel like it might have been.
If you want to spend your week finding that, I can see you can do some checks and see if you get good deals, and you would get more than one arrow.
I mean, basically, my plan was to just see what was available and actually spend my week. Just again, not. I guess Eleanor is putting out feelers, trying to like find that. I would like to try to just basically kind of for this to the same ends, but just putting out, just looking for magical items to see if there's anything. Because I don't really have anything specific in mind. I just know that we need some magic shit. So I am.
You're finding places you can buy magic. In which case, give me a persuasion or investigation.
Let's see. Persuasion, that's a -1. Investigation, though, also a -1. So, Shazam!
I'm going to tell you how this goes down. And this is quite a bit during your week. You've gone to a lot of antique shops, which is where you think there might be magical stuff, and sometimes there is. It's usually crap. Elves value things that you do not value. During one of these travels, you're like, we need like a magical box with something to do with a Watcher's Isle. And when you say that, the person there, their eyes light up, and they will take you into a back room, which has a shrine to dragon gods. At least that's what you presume. There's dragons. It's a shrine. And will actually
We're so angry.
end up taking a box. It's a wooden box. Looks like the gate stone can just about fit inside it. It's a bit of a snug fit, but yeah. And it's got some jade as well as silver and other metal design on it. And we'll say, this is entrusted. It's a unbreakable, magically sealed containment unit. If you're going to the Watcher's Isle, if you were sent to me by the Jade Dragon, then this is justified for you. This is for you and your quest, sent by the Jade Dragon. I've been thinking that someone would come and collect this for 500 years. I would never have expected it would have been someone like you, but...
If it's meant for us, does that mean we don't have to pay for it? I'm not here to say that, but...
she's not asking for payment.
I will just kind of take the box and look at it and look at the guy and be like, look, I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know much about a Jade Dragon, but I'm with some companions here, and it's incredibly important that we're trying to keep everyone safe. I don't want to say too much because I don't know all the magical inclinations about the whole situation. But I mean, how much does it cost for this box?
200 gold pieces.
Oh.
200 gold pieces is something that I would gladly part with for the security of you and your people and this whole world, possibly. It's a pittance to pay. So we'll call it 200 gold there, friendo.
There, friendo.
They are less enthusiastic. We'll process the money and let you leave.
Take that from the party pool.
We were getting it for free.
Yeah, as I go out, I'm just gonna be like, blessings of the dragon or whatever. And then
Oh my god.
and then head out.
Oh, wow, that's brilliant.
How well does the gatestone fit into this box?
Very snugly, but it does fit.
I'm gonna bring the box to.
It's actually got a bit of a puzzle box thing, so like when you close it, it kind of like
cool.
locks itself and has to
I'm
be.
gonna
like,
bring the
open.
box to Baru it. Be like, hey, can I see the rock for a second? I want to see if it fits in here. Just trust me on this.
To Barut, it looks like a game box, like a very fancy one.
Mm-hmm.
Like the game of like dragon chess you had to play with Althas's parents the other day. But no, it's like, you know when something's such a tight fit into a box, it has to like slide down the sides. It's one of them. But it does fit.
I'll put it in and close it up and be like, look, I got this box to carry the stone in, and it was only 200 gold pieces.
Where did you get it?
Like there's like a store somewhere over there. I honestly am not really sure. I was just kind of wandering around. I went into a lot of antique shops. There's people selling all kinds of old crap. You wouldn't believe the stuff that these people hang on to. It's insane. But I went into this one store and I mentioned that we were going to the Watchman's Isle, and the guy seemed really excited about that. So he took me into like this secret back room.
Just take me there. Take me there. Take me to this person.
I'm honestly not even sure if I know where it was.
Take me back there. Do your best.
Okay.
So did it lock when you shut it?
Yeah.
And I'm
Okay.
taking the box away from you now, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, no, because like I need to show you how to open it. Let me
We
see
will
if I
never
can
No,
remember.
before you do.
this again.
Well,
Before
no,
you
hold
do-
on. You just have to like.
No, wait. Before you tell
wait
me,
a second. He
I
did
want to
this
try and
on
open it without you telling me. I want to see how hard it is to open without you telling me. And then I'm going to try and like.
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh, okay.
What do you expect me to give you? You do
I was
not
hoping to
open it.
slide it in.
It's like trying to figure out a Rubik's Cube, but you have no
Yeah.
technique
Can I
like
roll an
me.
intelligence check to try to remember how to open it?
Yes.
Barry says, I can't get into it.
You
Yeah, same.
forgot how to get into
It
it.
seemed so easy when it was in the shop, but
You also do not know how to open it.
Yeah,
I
good.
hate you all.
Good.
I think it's pretty safe though. Do I know how to get back to this guy's shop? Like,
I think it's one of those things. Nope.
Nope.
It's just like the puzzle box at Christmas. Does anyone else have that? My dad always buys puzzles for Christmas to everyone to try and figure out. This year's was actually quite. I could do it. It's like not easy. It's not as easy as it should be, Tobias. But you can bring the whole party over.
Like
in
I
the
really
evening.
can't stress how little attention I was paying when I left the store. But after wandering around for a few hours, like this is the thing. I have a -1, but I just rolled a 20, right? So like after like hours of wandering around, just like that's the one. That's the store right there. And I like point across the street. I'm like, you
The
see
church.
that? It was right over there. That was where the guy gave me the.
It just looks like another antique shop. He's pointed at several other on the way.
Like we've already been into a few stores. I'm like, oh no, it wasn't this guy. Hold on.
I'm gonna go in, and is it the right one this time?
You don't know. It's an antique shop. There's a male
Do I
elf at the counter.
recognize the guy working there?
Yeah, it is the guy. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go up to him and be like, "Hey, I'm back. I brought
Yes.
my companions with me."
There is
This-
a no refunding policy.
In
all-
Draconic, I'm going to say we're not looking for a refund. I'm looking for information.
in Draconic, it's like, I thought your oath was severely misinformed.
He is. This is all in Draconic, by the way. He is well-meaning and a good man, a protector.
You are sent by the dragon to seal away dangers of the world.
I don't know exactly who sent me, but I have been seeing dreams with dragons. I have been feeling the dragon.
He will, like, part the beads to the little dragon shrine, where you recognize all of the little figures, all of the paintings. You remember this smell of incense. The big painting is of a serpentine green dragon wrapped around a tower. Well, if you're just having the dreams, that's how it often starts. The Jade Dragon is the protector of things that would be too dangerous to remain on this plane of existence. As far as I understand it, such things are unknowable to mortals.
The Watcher's Isle.
Been there since before our civilizations were arisen.
I've seen it. I saw the gateway that the dragons built to lock away the primordials.
You've lost him.
Mm-hmm.
And you can clearly tell.
Mm-hmm.
But he's clinging to your every word, though.
As they're conversing, I'm gonna like set down whatever thing I was holding and looking at that I wasn't supposed to be looking at, and I'm gonna hand him the box, which I assume is quite heavy now because it has this stone in it. And I'm just like, can you show me how to open this again? Because
he's like not even looking at it and just goes like, and it opens up.
Huh. Cool. And
I was watching very carefully as to how he did that.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
But I couldn't remember how to open it, so thank you. Brew, you were paying attention, right?
Enough.
Okay. But it fits the stone, like, perfectly. This is a really great box.
It must be fated.
Anyways.
I interfaced with... That's a terrible word. Hold on. It's been around gnomes for too long for the last few
Interface
months,
is a very natural word in Draconic.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing is, like, Burwitt doesn't know that it's a natural word in Draconic, so he's stumbling with it. Like, that sounds wrong. Because he doesn't understand Draconic in the same way.
It's not... Yeah, exactly.
I touched a piece of Draconic writing that was carved into a wall and imbued with memory. The dreams started after that.
Then you're clearly blessed. The Dragon Prince, the Jade Dragon. Not everyone who is blessed believes it to be a blessing, but you're clearly blessed.
It's not a matter of whether or not it's a blessing. It's a matter of whether or not it's a thing that I can utilize to help protect people. What do you know of the Watcher's Isle?
It is the safe haven of the Jade Dragon and its entourage of loyal dragonkin. It is hard to get to. The island, the waters around it are rocky at best, and rumors are that the Jade Dragon will not allow people to even travel on this island, but that's not true. You just merely won't find what you're looking for if you're not worthy. The power of the Jade Dragon manipulates reality itself. This plane, its existence is trivial to something so divine.
Divinity has always been an interesting topic for me. Something I need to think on in terms of what this being is, the Jade Dragon. But what do you know of things that try to fly over the island?
I do not know the ways of the birds and the bees.
More what I was wondering is just, do birds tend to fall and die when they
I have
fly?
not been to the island myself.
Fair enough.
I have not been summoned.
Perhaps one day.
I hope so.
I'm going to pat him on the shoulder. And then see that Dragonborn that we met in that town up north in
Lendir?
here. Did he do any particular greeting or farewell?
Not
No.
any differently.
Not any differently. It's kind of what I figured, but it was just in case there was a dragon based one that I could think of. But
No.
no. Then in that case, he's gonna do that and wave and then walk out. That's basically Burwood's done with the conversation. Which
Yeah. You got your
it's-
info dump.
it's getting weird.
Yep.
Burwood is not staying in conversations long. It's getting strange.
Burwood, could you identify what exactly this box does for us,
Yes.
other than being difficult to open?
Yes.
I mean, I think it's pretty safe. Like, how are they ever gonna get in?
Worst
Well,
case scenario, we
ideally,
have a pretty.
We don't want them to be able to detect it.
Yes.
But I
well,
mean, even
Through
if they can
spiritual or
find it,
magical
they'll
means.
never get it out of this box. You told me it was indestructible, and I don't think you can open it once it's closed. So
I will be utilizing that essentially as often as I can
Mm-hmm.
to maintain its hidden name.
Ooh.
But that is an expensive practice.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. But
Gonna have to buy a
I
bunch of
will.
diamond dust.
I will identify it, of course.
It has a non-detection spell built into it.
Perfect. I
Oh,
won't
There we
waste
go.
my time.
It is undetectable by divination magic. And so is the thing inside it. It is containing whatever energies the gatestone is creating, because you would have identified it during those travels. It radiates. That is contained. The box itself is unbreakable, although that is one of those things by magical means. There's probably a way, like a disintegrate spell or something. It is not magically locked. It's just a puzzle box. But it is unbreakable and is undetectable and is containing the magical energies
I
inside.
just realized something. You're conveying this information to us, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay. I just realized something. If they are able to track us the way you would track someone or something you're hunting for, and the trail suddenly goes cold in this town, they're going to show up here and they're going to start asking questions or
Yes.
looking for answers.
Which is why we're going to go as far out of town as possible, take it out of the box, and then give them a blip.
I
Give
get
them
the-
one moment
Oh.
to show a direction, and it will be going in the direction that we are not. We are
I think
going
that's
to
a
go
good
to the
idea.
east out of town and show them for a brief moment. We're going to show them the gatestone. And then we're going to put it back in the box, and we are going to leave and go to the west and go to the Watcher's Isle.
I agree. I think that's
It's a really good idea.
the best course of action.
I like it.
And with that good
We should also get
idea,
some lights.
we can end the session. So, action-packed episode.
Yeah. That went so differently than I was expecting.
Why don't we start our circle of shame with the person we always start with every single time? Dungeon Dad, who are you? How are you?
I wasn't ready.
Were you expecting me to pull a trick or something? Who would do
I
such a
wasn't.
thing?
Not expecting that. Yeah. Hello, Dungeon Dad. That's me. I have a YouTube channel about Dungeons and Dragons. If you like dungeons and if you like dragons, you should go watch videos there. I do videos about cool monsters from mythology, from past versions of the game, monsters you've never heard of, and make stat blocks for them so you can use them in your own personal D&D game. The monster this week that is coming out like tomorrow is called a witch twin.
What?
Which is the goofiest monster in the world. It is basically it's from Dragonlance. It's like an undead elf, specifically an elf, and it's completely invisible except for its eyeballs and its hands. So it looks like a floating pair of hands and 2 eyeballs. But they're really cool. They can do a lot of neat stuff, and I'm excited to make all undead elves in my game floating hands and eyeballs. And you should be.
He's like, Banshee, eyes and hands.
Yeah,
That's your choices. That's what you get.
but what's creepy about them, right, is like if they kill someone, or if you just have true sight, you can see the whole thing, which is like a blackened skeleton of an elf. But like, when you can't see what they actually look like, they just look like eyes and hands. So it's a good time. It's really goofy, but they're actually kind of cool. Anyways, if you're curious about that, you should go watch the video about eyes and hands on YouTube. I will divert to Aaron.
Aaron, who are you? How are you?
I'm Aaron. I'm good. I'm playing here on Friday, Sundays? I don't know what day it is.
Sunday. No, I can't help. If I did not have a streaming schedule, I would not know the days. I already don't know the months.
I have a pretty consistent work schedule now, so you'd think I would know what day of the week it is, but that's not the case. So anyways, have a good night. I'm tired.
Really? Hadn't noticed. Speaking, next is Tesh.
Hi, I'm Tesh. You can find me under the Tesh Tube on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Twitter's where you want to follow me because that's where I tweet about everything that I'm doing, and also lots of cute animal gifs and pictures and stuff. So yeah, follow me on Twitter.
William,
Hi.
the boy in our hearts, the boy in our minds. He's in a few of my other places too.
Yeah.
He's William.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here Sundays. Tuesdays, the thing is going to be starting soon over on Doxy's channel, where I'm running a game. Crazy times. Probably going to go real well. And yeah, then I have my own stuff going on sometimes at twitch.tv/WillAndGraham, and all of the links that you need for me are there.
Ollie is me. Here at twitch.tv/olirant, we have all kinds of fun. We have this show here. We have another Jarviskjir show on Wednesdays. Sometimes. We have... This show is supported by Patreon. There is 1, soon to be 2, extra shows if you are a $5 or more Patreon supporter, because that helps me run the channel. They are a really good time. They are chill games. We're going to be starting a Vampire the Masquerade game on there soon. So if you want to hear edgy boys, that's your way to do it. Exclusively edgy too. Of the plans in the next weeks or so, I actually have some commissions to do on stream, so we're going to be doing more art streams. I'm also doing a project right now which is homebrewing and painting Pokemon as if they were D&D monsters. I need to do Charizard next, and then the Bulbasaur line, and then the Squirtle line. Because of that, in reverse, I'm playing Pokemon Let's Go and Minecraft on my channel when I'm done art streaming, because I can only do that for a couple of hours and remain sane. If you want to watch that Pokemon Let's Go, it's a really chill time, and that's also on my YouTube, where all these VODs are going to be, aside from the Patreon exclusive stuff. Thank you for the subs and the bits and the continued support. We all appreciate it, but no one as much as me. I'm the greatest good you'll ever get. We will be here next week, where things will happen. D&D game. What do you expect?
Hopefully I won't crash us into the ocean.
Hopefully no one falls off a tall building this week. But who knows? It seems to happen most weeks.
There's a lot of buildings.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
see.
literally just like if this group had like a running gag, like if this was a TV show, that would be it.
There's several.
We have,
Oh,
we
not
have
okay.
running gags. Vyrix, I've got a plan. Is a good one as well.
Eric might just be narcoleptic.
As far as we know, Vyrix is
I was actually gonna make the joke today that Virik is the elf who sleeps the most because of how often he's unconscious.
yeah. He is the sleepiest elf.
He's the
It's
sleepiest
accurate.
elf.
It is accurate.
Yeah.
And we're the sleepiest boys, so
Yeah.
goodbye.